everyone, thank you so much for joining my channel. This is Rocky, and today we are going to be talking about wish lists. I think every one of us has a wish list of some sort, whether it be things you want to buy, things you want people to buy for you, things you want to sort of do in your home, whatever the case may be. There's always some sort of a wish list that we have. I feel like every year on this channel I go through a wish list of things that I want to buy that are typically fashion related, that can contain a few a mixture of realistic items and some super unrealistic items, and sometimes I get a few of them, sometimes I don't. So I want to share with you what I am pining over this year, and so here's my 2021 wish list. So the very first thing on this list, and I feel like this has been on my list before, but I have no proof. Might be fun to just go back to my other wish list and see what I've gotten and what I haven't gotten. But the very first item on my wish list is the Louis Vuitton Wanderlust boots. And these are, I love the idea of a combat boot, but this is probably a little bit more out there, a little, because it has pattern all over it, right? But it looks comfortable, it looks stylish. I don't have any that look anything like this. It kind of goes against one of the trends for 2020, was it 2019 or 2020 that I was vehemently against, and that was logo mania. This one sort of falls into the category of logo mania. I actually would love if the patterns were reversed on this, where there was just a little bit of the logo on the toe and around the around the strap, but this is the way it comes, and whatever, so be it. But I do like this boot, and I've been pining over this boot for about 3 years now. Also, there was a bag from Louis Vuitton that I really loved, but I stopped pining over that one once I got scammed. I tried to buy, and I'm not against buying dupes, but I got a really bad dupe, and so I shied away from Louis Vuitton for a while, and I'm back loving it. I love these boots, and I'm going to say it out loud, and that's on my wish list. The next item I almost bought, they're on sale for about almost half price, but it's still too expensive for me, are these Shultz, I think that's how you say the name, Shultz or Shultz, pink cowboy boots. And these are a pair of tall cowboy boots. They're pink metallic, which makes it a little not classic. But if you know me, I do like to do things that are a little bit, out of the ordinary when I get dressed. Something that makes people think when they look at me, for good or for bad. They double take. So this is one of those items, and I love it personally. Whether people double take or not, I absolutely love these boots. I almost bought them. But I had to have one of my girlfriends talk some sense into me. She's like, how often would you wear them? Is this in line with what you would normally buy in terms of price? Think it through, sit back. And I had been like thinking about these for a long time, like literally looking at these for weeks. I put them in a cart, in the cart, and let them sit there for a while, like a virtual cart online. So what I've agreed to do is, I'm still wanting these boots, but I'm going to wait. And hopefully by the time these get down to the price point that I am willing to pay, they still have my size. Hopefully they still have my size, and then I'll buy them. I still want to buy them, but I just don't want to buy them at the price point that they are at right now, because they are not that versatile, and I won't get the cost per wear out of it. I already know that. So why would I spend all that extra money on it? So I thank my friend for talking some sense into me, and I didn't buy them, but I'm still loving them. The next item I need is a wide black belt, and this past year I found that I fell in love with adding wide belts to things, and that's because most of what I'm wearing are comfort pieces. They're very loose and things like that. They don't have any waist lines to them, no buttons, no zippers, no anything, and typically that doesn't really do anything for the body or the shape. So what I've been doing is adding belts, but comfortable belts, and really wrap belts and things like that, so wide belts to my outfits, because that's just what I'm doing. I'm into comfort right now, and that's what's practical for me. I don't have a black one. So I've been looking for a black leather wide belt for a while. I have my eye on a couple of them. but they're not the price that I want to pay for a belt. So I'm still looking. I have you know, a brown one that I enjoy wearing, and I do have like a cummerbund one that has a print on it that I enjoy wearing. But I just want some classic ones. So if you guys see one that looks similar to the ones that I'm showing here, let me know. And that are real leather and wide, and you tie them not buckled, and less than $90, let me know. The next thing I'm looking for is a red leather belt, and the reason why that's on my wish list is because a wide red leather belt. And the reason why that's on my list is because I've had one for several years, but I didn't wear it very often, and the color started to chip off of it. And you guys might have seen that in my first YouTube live video that I did. I was doing some, you know, style inspiration, recreating some looks live with the people who were watching, and I needed a red belt to pull off one of the looks, and the color was chipped to all get out. I still have the belt because I haven't replaced it yet, but it's chipped and it looks bad. It looks really, really bad, and that's because it was a cheap belt to begin with. I didn't think it was a cheap belt to begin with. I got it from Armani Exchange, but it's like painted red and not dyed red. So I need to find one that is real leather, red, dyed, not painted, and that will last me a long time and at a price point that I feel is acceptable. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I literally just got into the market for that a couple months ago, not a couple months ago, about a month ago. Yeah, when I did the live. Because of the live. And it just dawned on, like, I knew the belt was bad, but like when you guys saw that it was also bad, I was a bit embarrassed, and so I really need to get another belt. The next thing that's on my list is very trend centric, but I also really love this. This isn't different, this isn't abnormal to my normal wardrobe, and this would be a cream knit sweater knit vest. I'm loving the idea of pairing that over a bunch of different things, and I just don't have one. So for me, I think that it's a very practical piece. I do want to find one that is well made. I don't want to do like a fast fashion one because I feel like this is something that I'm going to wear for years to come. So I'm looking for a nice one, but of course it still needs to be on sale. It needs to be a good one, but a good price at the same time. So if you guys have any ideas of where, you know, I should look for one for those, I'm pretty good at searching for things, but of course you guys, it's good to bring in diversity when you're there, right? You're probably used to looking at different sites that I am. So if you have any ideas for any great sweater knit vests that are cream, and I'm not opposed to other colors as well, like a gray or something like that, but cream is my number one, what I'm looking for. That is definitely on my wish list for 2021, and I could definitely use some help finding the perfect one. The next item, which will probably shock you guys, because you've seen me every single year swap out my quote wedding band, which is not something that people normally do. But my wedding ring itself, the actual wedding ring, is something that I don't feel comfortable wearing on the day-to-day basis. So I've always, you know, opted for something super simple, something that I don't mind losing or getting stolen or whatever the case may be. So this one here is the ring that I have now, which is probably not focusing very well, but it's a super thin, slender, low profile, simple ring with a crumb of a diamond on it. So it's very simple. And prior to that, I would wear all kinds of just similar simple bands, whether it be a plain, you know, silver band, flat silver band, something that's just simple. And so what I was thinking is that I do want another ring, because I told you guys when I bought this one, this is going to be the last one that I buy. I went to a jeweler and got this and got it sized, everything. And it's going to be the last one. I'm not doing it again. But I want to get another one, and I forgot that I was loving on this one until I saw it recently again. It reminded me, is the Cartier Love Ring. And I want it simple again. I want it in silver. I don't even know if it comes in silver. If it doesn't come in silver, I'll do it in a white gold or something like that, with no diamonds or anything like that. But I would love to get the Cartier Love Ring. And if I get that, then for real, for real, I'm not doing another ring. So the Cartier Love Ring is one that I am looking for. And for me personally, I feel like I only want to buy it from this one location. And I might have shared this story with you before, but one time I went to Florida with my husband and I was shopping around in the, where is this? I think it's the Aventura area, or I don't know if the town was called Aventura or the shopping district or area is called Aventura. But there's a Cartier there. There was a whole bunch of high-end places. You had Chanel, Van Cleef & Arpels, Rolex, you know, all the things that you expect to see in high-end shopping areas. I went into Cartier and, you know, I looking back on the pictures from that weekend, I looked broke. I looked like I didn't have any money. And so I went in there and looked and was going to look around, and the guy asked me he was very, very kind to me. Asked me did I want to try anything on, and I just flat out told him, I was like, hey, I can't afford anything in here. I'm just really window shopping. He said, you may not be able to afford it now, but one day you will be able to, and hopefully you'll come back and shop with me, you know, and shop with us. And so he let me try on everything in the store, things that were hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the security guard was like an inch away from me the whole time, of course. Yeah, I had a really good time. He made me feel very special. Some years ago, I did take another trip to Florida and specifically went, and it wasn't anywhere where I was staying. I specifically went back to that Aventura area so that I can find him. It was on a Sunday, and we got there just after all the shops closed, so I wasn't able to buy something with him. So hopefully, when I go to Florida the next time, and I expect that I'll be in Florida in 2021, because I'm going to go, as soon as the world opens back up, I'm going everywhere. But I'll be back in Florida, and I'm going to make it a point to stop there. And hopefully he still works there, because it's been years. Probably been about 10 years, right? Hopefully he's still there. And if he's still there, I'm definitely going to buy at least one piece. At least one piece with him. Because I still, until this day, it's been this many years, and I still remember the hospitality and the respect and the customer service that he gave me that day, and it did make me feel special. So I'm definitely going to get me a Cartier piece, and even if he's not in that store, I'm going to buy it from that store so they can get the commission. So that's my story. And the very last thing that I want to get is a very long, chunky cardigan sweater. And I talked about this in one of my trends for 2021 that I'm loving. Cardigans are all the rage. Every type of cardigan that you can think of is in style. People are loving cardigans this year, whether they're patterned or not, short, thick, long, whatever. And for me, I'm looking for a really thick cardigan sweater. And the challenge with that is that two challenges. One, they're not as thick and supple and hardy and well made that when I find them, when they're just not what I'm looking for in terms of the thickness and the quality. And then secondly, when I do see them with the thickness and the quality that I'm looking for, the prices are astronomical. In my opinion, the prices are really high. So again, I'm going to need a team effort for you to help me to find what I'm looking for. And don't worry about the prices. I'll sort through them and then maybe put them on my watch so that I can just kind of see if the prices fall. But I am absolutely loving the thick maxi cardigan, and it's something that I know I can wear for years to come. So that is definitely on my wish list. So that brings us to the end. Not a super long list for this year, but those are the things that I'm looking for. I think that most of them are practical and things that I will be able to finally get off my list. Because my lists in the past have been like crazy, like friggin' Rolex watches and stuff like that, or just very crazy. So those things are obviously a far-fetched reach and not realistic, but I feel comfortable with the list that I have this year, and I may be able to acquire some of those things with you this year. But help me out on some of those. Just kind of keep those at the back of your mind that Rocky's looking for them, and oh yeah, here it is, send me the links. You can either pop them in the comments here, come back to this video, or you can always hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Rocky_is_me, Rocky_is_me, and DM me there and send me what you find. So I would really appreciate it. So again, that brings us to the end. That's the end of my list, the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button, share it with your friends. Thank you, and bye.